Now Bruner, who is a constructivist of sorts, put a little twist on Piaget's idea, which I'm going to borrow because I think it makes explaining Piaget easier. At least it makes it easier for me, and since I'm explaining it, that's what we're going to have to go for. Bruner said, we seem to have no other way of describing lived time save in the form of a narrative. Now the reason I think this is a Piagetian constructivist claim is because Piaget is concerned with knowledge as it emerges from action. And action is clearly represented in narratives, right? Because a narrative is about what the characters are doing. So narrative is the way that we represent information about doing. So, and knowledge for Piaget is about doing. So I just put the two together, and that there's other reasons for it too, and that makes it simpler to explain. So here's a way of thinking about how we put a structure on the world. So, and I kind of introduced you to this idea before. So you're headed somewhere, wherever that happens to be, because you're an active organism, and so you're, even if you don't have any immediate needs, you're going to poke about at things just because you're curious. Turns out that your dopaminergic system, which is the system that drives curiosity, fires at a certain constant rate, even if you're not hungry or tired or thirsty, or even if no primary needs are clamoring for your attention. So your default comfortable state is mildly curious about everything. And so that's part of what makes you an information forager, because when you have nothing better to do, so to speak, you'll just poke around and see what happens, because you never know, that knowledge might come in useful in the future. So anyways, you're always going from point A to point B because you're active. And the way you get from point A to point B, even if point B is an abstraction, because it often is, I'm going towards a better future. Well, that's kind of a weird abstraction. How are you going to get there? Well, you can be sure that at the base it's going to involve movement, right? Because to get to that future, there's movements you're going to have to make. So